91 base speed for a legendary, that should be a crime. Rhazin Scarhide, a free fusion champion that anybody can obtain. He desperately needs a buff, there's no questions about that. But what if I were to tell you, even in his current state, he's an insanely good champion in many ways. And I used him in completing Faction Wars hard mode in all of the stages pretty much leading up, and I still use him to auto farm in this amazing, well-kept secret of a gear combination. Let's go. Hey guys, SMZ here, back playing Raid Shadow Legends, and we are going to be talking about Rhazin and this amazing combination that makes him work. So this is a trick that I'm going to tell you for any champions that have a long cooldown. So Rhazin is definitely one of those champions. Let me pull him up. So let me showcase my faction, my Lizardman for faction. So if you look at this roster that I have, does not have any good damage dealers, does it? It really doesn't. So I was still able to get Polara. I was still able to do Faction Wars hard with this roster. And in doing so, I had to go for... Do you remember a few months back there was a tournament to get a 6-star soul for Ramantu? I pushed for that because believe it or not, Ramantu is my best damage dealer and he can actually smack. There's a free champion that you can get by using the link in my description. That is Narma the Return, a great champion to battle the Demon Lord. And you can get her alongside other crazy good epic champions like Anax, like Uugo, and like Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. How to get these champions for free? Here's how to do it. You go into your Plarium Play and log out of your current account. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email address. Download the game and then play the tutorial, and you will find Narma sitting there chilling in your inbox. And you can get all of these crazy good epic champions as you progress through the game. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Click the link in the description and get these cool champions. I did a live stream a couple of weeks ago where I was exclusively using him in the arena, and he was surprisingly very good. So he's my main damage dealer, but there's an insane champion in Rhazin, despite the fact that he has a long cooldown on his A3, which is an incredibly ability in decreasing turn meter by 100%, depleting it. 6 turn cooldown is a long thing. Generally, that's a horrible thing. However, we have access to this set combination, this insane set combination, Reflex and Merciless. It's also commonly used as Mercy Flex. One of the best sets if you have long cooldowns on any champion, that it helps refresh them so quickly. With Reflex, you have a 40% chance, which is a pretty high chance, to reduce a random skill cooldown, and most of the time that's going to go to his A3. With Merciless, whenever he is dealing damage, there's an additional 30% chance. You can also think of adding in an Impulse. Actually, it won't work with all three, but you could add Impulse sets as well if you can't form this particular combination. All I did was I wanted to build him with speed. Because of his horrible speed start of 91, it's very difficult to get him higher. But I was still able to take him to 242. And then I pumped up enough accuracy in him, and then as high defense. His base defense is not that high for a defense-based legendary champion as well. But these are the stats I got to. I have the Faction Wars maxed out. It's one of the easiest area bonuses to max out. I would highly recommend everybody pushing Faction Wars hard to definitely max out your area bonuses for Faction Wars hard. So this is what his stats were looking like towards the end. And I've given him Gilded Dragonstone. That's the relic. It increases the defense, which is quite nice because it stacks up. You don't need to take it super high because it will stack up to 10%, right? So the max defense, the amount of stacking or the rate of stacking, that can be improved by this, but not the overall. Then Cruelty on him on the 2-star, not the highest of blessings to be honest, and these are the masteries, not even fully done, but essentially Giant Slayer on the tier 6 because he does a triple hitter on his A1. So he was an insane champion, and the combination that I used to do very often leading up all the stages, and I am going to run the final stage 21 auto farm that I use currently. However, the combination I used is Venom Mage. So I built Venom Mage in a toxic set just to double down on all the poisons that she puts on. And then what I would do is Venom Mage would go first. She would put heal reduction, 2 poisons, and then some poisons from toxic set. Then what will happen is we will get Rhazin to decrease the turn meter, deplete the turn meter, and basically then Donnie will go, and then Donnie would put basically his A2 and decrease the cooldown. Venom Mage will put more poisons, and then you could take off the turn meter once again. And that's a very effective strategy to use if you have a very lacking roster like myself. I'm able to do that thanks to Donnie's cooldown refresh and Ramantu Drake's Blood. I have built Ramantu for damage. He's insanely hard hitting. Now, these are his total stats. Again, I'll showcase with the area bonuses for Faction Wars. And yeah, 6k attack, 335 on the crit damage, 592 accuracy, 20% in ignore defense, of course. And then I've put him in an instinct set because I do want to keep his speed quite high. As you can see, 305 speed. It's very fast for a nuker. The 6-star obviously helps. Gore Crescent is an excellent damage relic, but to be honest, it's not the one that is needed in this build. You can run a lot of other relics. Crushing Rend on the 6-star is very helpful. And then he has the Helm Smasher on the tier 6 mastery. Then the champion I use is Nekmothar, who is my champion for spreading hexes to increase the damage. And then the turn meter boost that Nekmothar gives is insane. Curse set, he's just built fast and enough accuracy to land his debuffs. And then General of Necrotos, a rare relic, is actually pretty good for him. He does not heal, but turn meter increase is actually pretty decent. Cruelty on the 3-star, these are the masteries. And then finally, I'm running Pythion for my Reviver in a bolster set. By the way, guys, very important. Bolster, and especially bolster combined with shield, is the secret strategy to solving a lot of the faction wars hard mode stuff. So I would highly recommend it. I use that combination pretty much in every faction, especially on that mission where you have to keep your HP of 75%. Very difficult to do because the champions on the opposing team are insane. But that combination of bolster and shield set, because they stack on giving the very high shields. But with that said, Pythion is in a bolster set, and then I'm running him with 301 speed, 619 on the resistance, and 71k HP. That's pretty much the stats you need. This is a relic just, because it was lying around, no particular reason to have this relic. Cruelty is not really needed here, to be honest. I think I added it for some of the bosses way back in the day. He might be, if you use him in the arena, you might want to use Life Harvest. If I can get him to 6-star, then I would definitely put Brimstone on him, because on the 6-star it becomes guaranteed. That means no accuracy is needed. And then these are the stats on the masteries with War Master as the tier 6. So that's going to be the team, and that's how I farm stage 21. So let's jump into the run itself, and I'll showcase that it's actually amazing. This is the team, as I said. Stage 21, as you can see, I am now doing super raids. This was filmed because right now the dungeon is not active. And yeah, let's go. Let's see what this team does. And Ramantu takes off a lot of the health. He decreases the block passive skills. And then there you go. Turn meter all gone. This guy didn't get his passive block. That's why he attacked. But we will now get through the waves pretty quickly, as you can see. There is sometimes a bit of bad RNG, which is, I think, what happened here exactly, because she was able to cleanse quite a few times. She's not able to cleanse, and then we can just go on and kill her. But this just increases the runtime a little bit. Still, we are able to clear the wave in 40 seconds despite the issues. And onto the second wave. Now this is very important. This guy right here, Tetsuya, he's annoying as hell. He does not let you decrease turn meter. So Rhazin is useless otherwise in this fight. However, we have the secret weapon. We have the secret weapon whose name is Ramantu Drake's Blood. And he's going to block the passive, and then we can manipulate turn meter. As you can see, he also pretty much kills them, to be honest. But you will see, there you go, turn meter gone. They're not even able to attack. And that's how they will die. We can take a lot of turns. These champions are built fast, and we're a minute in, and this guy, Jingwon, is very, very difficult to deal with unless his passive is blocked. That's exactly what's happening here. Mikage goes for the very sad ally attack, and Rhazin's A1 is amazing. Triple hitter and has a chance to remove buffs, which is going to come in handy for this boss, because he puts out reflect damage, which is annoying as hell. So here, we are hoping for Ramantu to go for the A2 first, but in case he didn't, Rhazin goes and he takes off the reflect damage. Right now, Ramantu was able to put in block buffs, so he did not get the reflect damage on him. But you will see in the later stage of the fight that it will come up. You just saw that Rhazin was also able to take off turn meter, very essential as well. There is a limit on how much turn meter can go down on this boss or any faction wars boss, to be honest, but still helpful. Even if it's not 100%, it's still helpful to take off turn meter. You can go more. So many debuffs. Pythion comes in. There you go. Ramantu died. Has the reflect damage on. And I think this is the time where Rhazin goes in. There you go. Removes the reflect damage right off. So our team is nice and dandy and back into the fight. More debuffs coming our way. Also helps that I have 2 cleansers in Pythion and in Donny now. That's why I run both. Reflect damage gone once again. The pain link is on Ramantu, which is not ideal, but we were able to cleanse that up. Also thanks to Donny's passive, by the way, where he revives people very nicely. So there's the hit, and this boss hits hard. He hits really hard. He's still one of the easiest bosses to deal with in terms of how difficult he is, because yeah, he hits hard, but he does not have annoying mechanics like some of the others. I've done a ranking of all of the different Faction Wars bosses. If you're interested, please do check that out. But yeah, we're basically nearing the end of the fight. The timer reads 3 minutes, turn count is 126. As you can see, there it is. I've done it much faster before, 98, but 127 is still under the 200 mark that is needed to clear the stage with 3 stars. So we get the 3 stars. I got a very nice juicy speed glyph, legendary, which is quite nice. And yeah, as you can see, amazing team, and Rhazin is actually useful. And not just stage 21, guys. All the stages leading up to it. As I told you, you can use Ramantu's passive, Venom Mage, Poisons, Rhazin turned me to steel, and go again, essentially. Thanks to Donny, the go again can be much faster as well. Insane. So I'm really hoping that Rhazin gets the buff that he deserves. Some increase defense, some increase to his speed, at least bring it up to 100, please. And then a cooldown, 1 turn more, or 2 turn more actually. It's currently a 6 turn on his A3. If it would be a 4 turn cooldown, that'll be amazing. But otherwise, he has a decent kit. So that's all the changes that he needs, in my opinion. Amazing champion. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please let me know in the comments. And yes, make sure to like the video, share the video, subscribe. All of that stuff helps me out tremendously as a small channel. Thank you very much once again, and see you next time.